Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the UCLA Extension 2019 Certificate Graduation Ceremony. Please take a moment to turn off your cell phones and other electronic devices. And now, please greet our UCLA Extension Certificate graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome UCLA Extension's directors. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Interim Associate Dean of Academic Programs, Professor Carla Hain.
Welcome, everyone. It is a pleasure to see all of you here. I'm Carla Hain, and I'm the Associate Dean of the Academic Programs at UCLA Extension. And I would like to welcome those who are here in person, and I would also like to welcome everyone who is watching from around the world via live stream on YouTube. The certificate ceremony is especially noteworthy because it occurs in the 100th year, the 100th anniversary of UCLA's founding in 1919. This is a remarkable milestone. And you see that our seal, and if you can read the small print up there, you'll see our theme today is Let There Be Light. Indeed, this is the university's theme. Just as UCLA has lit the way for so many people through its 100 years of existence, people who have studied and learned here, going on to do great things, we hope that it has and will continue to be a path of light for you. And now, I'd like to make some introductions. First, let me extend a hearty introduction and welcome to our graduates. Welcome. This is the day you've been building up to. We're going to be talking a lot about your accomplishments during the program, and we definitely have a full house, but believe it or not everybody's here. So once again, I'm going to ask you to do this about 10 times through the program, but let's give an applause for our graduates. UCLA Extension has over 2,500 instructors. These gifted professionals are UCLA Extension. These are our outward face. They teach and mentor our students. They are the heart and soul of Extension. They are what UCLA is all about. The culmination of their instruction and mentoring is today's certificate ceremony. UCLA Extension instructors are gifted communicators. They have mastered their subject area so well that they're able to take complex and challenging ideas and break them down into understandable bits so that the students can absorb them. They give light and meaning to our students. Our instructors give our students two important gifts. They give them knowledge, to be sure, but they also give them encouragement and the opportunity to learn. Let me ask our instructors to stand who are sitting out and about. Please join me in extending a warm welcome and thank you to all of our instructors who are present today. So my colleagues are with me on stage today, and I would like to introduce them to you. First, let me introduce our academic directors and continuing educators. These individuals are committed to creating exceptional academic experiences for each and every student. They work with our instructors to help design courses and certificate programs that deliver the type of information that you need to enhance your knowledge and move forward in your careers. Their efforts behind the scenes are extraordinary. I'd like our directors and continuing educators to stand, please. And please join me in thanking them for their diligence and commitment. Okay, and now I'd like to ask our administrative department directors, I'd like to recognize them. Now, these are truly the unsung heroes of UCLA Extension. They keep us running day to day, and there are quite a few of them, so I'm going to say their names and ask them to stand, and I know you're going to be tempted, but please just hold your applause until I get them all up here, and then we'll just give them a big welcome. So, Ali Abbasi in marketing, Denis Couturier in custom programs and corporate education, Heather Takura, student and alumni services, Carlos De La Rosa, information technology services, Katrin Kaler, human resources, Eric Matsura, facilities management, Luis Teixeira, instructional design and learning support, Bob Wu, business and financial services, and last but not least, Sonia Luna, Associate Dean of Administration. Without these people working day to day, UCLA Extension simply would not run. Please join me in thanking these members of our staff. Thank you. UCLA's mission is to advance knowledge, address public needs, and be a place where diverse perspectives and all individuals can flourish. To that end, UCLA Extension awards more than a dozen scholarships throughout the year. They're both merit and need-based. This is UCLA's and UCLA Extension's way of helping break down financial barriers and increasing access to higher education programs. I would like to take time right now to recognize our graduating UCLA Extension scholarship recipients who are on stage with us. Scholarship recipients, please stand so that let's raise lights. May applaud them. There are more, but they just couldn't be with us today. Okay. Busy studying, I think. Now, the last group, and the really big group, it took, as we all know, the graduates, we all know, you did not do this in a vacuum. You did not do it by yourselves. Our students have been supported by their families, friends, coworkers, classmates, instructors, everybody. The understanding and encouragement you receive from these individuals has been essential, I am sure, to your achievements. And on this day, it merits recognition. So let's take time to recognize families, friends, coworkers, classmates, and everybody. All those who helped a graduate, please stand so that we can applaud you. Finally, among our thanks, I'd like to thank our organist, Christoph Bull, who joins us from Germany and came today to play the organ beautifully for us. So please, let's clap for him too. Now, graduates, you are the reason that we are gathered here today in historic Royce Hall in the centennial year of UCLA. We have just acknowledged those who supported and encouraged you to pursue your dream. And much as you dreamed, there was a dream that created UCLA. To quote one of its founders, it began as an idea that was shared by visionaries who looked beyond the immediate to the horizon and imagined a university that would serve us all and help shape our future. Those who could see a brilliant foundation, a beautiful city of learning, and a pioneering people. Those who believed that in time it would grow from a single point of light to a beacon of knowledge around which the best and the brightest would rally. A guiding light illuminating the path of all those who see our world and our lives, not as they are today, but as they one day might be. This is UCLA. Graduates, just like UCLA, your journey to get here today likely began with a glimmer or a thought or an idea. Maybe you thought, I think I'll study architecture or screenwriting or become a paralegal or maybe an accountant. Whatever field you pursued, whatever thought you had, you saw it through and are now sitting here today as a graduate of your certificate program. I think, fortunately, unlike UCLA, it didn't take you 100 years to get here, so that's the good thing. Today, we honor you, the 2,080 graduates in the over 100 certificate programs who have earned a UCLA Extension Professional Certificate. This is impressive, it's noteworthy, it's a manifestation of your hard work and commitment. Now, I know that earning a certificate has not necessarily been an easy undertaking, and I have no doubts that you had to overcome hurdles to complete your program. These likely included meeting pressing deadlines, working at your jobs, taking care of family members, making sure that there was food on the table, and balancing what felt like 10 things going on at once. And in the midst of all this, you made time to study, to learn, and to attend class. You got to know your instructors and fellow students. You didn't have to do this. You chose to do it. So kudos to each of you for conquering these hurdles. On this special day, I encourage you to pause and be in the moment. Take a deep breath. Think about what you have accomplished both personally and professionally. You made a commitment and you stuck to it. You are a different person than the person you were when you started your journey. You have accomplished something that is tangible and long-lasting. Nobody can take your accomplishment, learning, and the knowledge you've acquired away from you. Having earned a certificate, you are now ready to take a step forward and enriched by knowledge and the experience you have gained through your studies, your class projects, your internships, and the practical training you've had. You are smarter than when you began the journey. Now you have more skills in your toolkit, and you have increased talents and abilities. This ceremony acknowledges your accomplishments and also welcomes you to the UCLA family, a distinguished community of alumni, more than 500,000 strong worldwide. Whatever happens in your life and wherever you go, you are now part of the UCLA alumni family, and I bet you'll run into a fellow family member. As Bruins, we never stop learning. In fact, we want to encourage you to return to UCLA for more. Let me charge you to reach ever higher. And on behalf of the faculty, the staff, and the university, let me offer my congratulations to all of our graduates. now I would like to introduce our keynote speaker. This is an exciting part. UCLA Extension's keynote speaker for this 2019 graduation ceremony is Ms. Iris Yamashita. Ms. Yamashita is an Oscar-nominated writer known for her original screenplay, Letters from Iwo Jima, Clint Eastwood's harrowing account of the Battle of Iwo Jima, which occurred near the end of World War II in 1945. In this battle, the U.S. Marine Corps landed on the island of Iwo Jima, which was occupied by the Imperial Japanese Army. Ms. Yamashita chose to write about that from a very interesting perspective. I'll let you go back and watch it if you haven't lately. Like you, graduates, Ms. Yamashita was a student at UCLA Extension. She completed coursework in our screenwriting program. Indeed, we claim her as one of our own. Yes, 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 she is. Ms. Yamashita's writing career has spanned multiple genres. She's written a musical stage show, she's worked as a story consultant for video games, and she daily, she said it might not be daily, but almost daily, writes and develops material for both television and film. Ms. Yamashita has also been a UCLA instructor teaching screenwriting in programs throughout the university. She is a staunch advocate of women, equity, and inclusion in the entertainment industry. Now, before I ask Ms. Yamashita to speak with us, please watch with me this short video clip.
I always had a passion for writing as a hobby, even since I was a little girl. So when I got my first diary when I was in elementary school, I didn't write about myself. I wrote about some fictional characters. I love storytelling. I love using the creative juices. I love research. A lot of times you just go to the library and you look at books, and it's kind of like a puzzle where you try to figure out how to construct a story in a way that fits a puzzle. Almost like a detective, figure out who was that person and what was that person thinking. I won the screenwriting contest, and that's when I started taking courses at UCLA Extension. When I went a second time, I figured, okay, it's not just a fluke, maybe this is something I can do. All of a sudden, Clint Eastwood is looking for a writer to write the Japanese perspective of Iwo Jima. But I never believed that that was ever going to happen. And then I got, the call, and then I had been nominated, and I was just over the moon, of course.
UCLA Extension Professional Achievement Awardee, Iris Yamashita.
Thank you very much. Accomplished students, distinguished faculty and staff, parents, friends, and family, it is my great honor and pleasure to be here today to deliver this address to you. It's wonderful to be back here on the UCLA campus, a place where I have spent many hours at, first as a student and then later as an instructor. I won't tell you exactly how many years ago it was when I first started taking classes at Extension, but if I tell you that all-day parking used to be $6, You can guess that it was a long, long time ago. Back then, like many of you, I was working a full-time job during the day and attending classes at night. Like many of you, I wasn't here because I had to be, but because I wanted to be. I had already received a bachelor's degree in bioengineering and a master's degree in mechanical engineering, and I was working at a software company. But I realized then that it wasn't what I wanted to do. What I really wanted to do was be a writer. So after work, I grabbed a quick bite. Sometimes it was a sandwich from the grocery store. Sometimes it was some questionable and indefinable food item from one of the many fine vending machines on campus. Then I had my 3-hour class where I was excited to be. My weeknights and weekends were devoted to writing pages, working towards that goal of finishing a great screenplay. My father, who was from the old country and who was very conservative, sat me down one day for a serious talk and asked me, why was I wasting my time and money on writing classes when it wasn't going to lead to anything? I should hurry up and find a husband instead. I understood then, as now, that he was just genuinely concerned for my welfare. But I'm happy to say it had absolutely no effect on me. I was a full-grown adult at the time, living on my own, paying my own way, so it was pretty easy to ignore my well-meaning dad. I knew in my heart of hearts that I was a writer, not an engineer. And as proof of that, today I can barely calculate a tip, but I can break down a story like nobody's business. UCLA Extension gave me the tools and the confidence I needed to start entering contests with a script I had workshopped in class. I ended up winning a contest that was being judged by an agent at the Creative Artists Agency, otherwise known as CAA, and that is how I got my first representation. A few years later, my agent found out that Clint Eastwood was looking for a writer to pen a companion film to the war movie Flags of Our Fathers, so she put me up for it. Some of her colleagues, however, thought that I would never get the job because I was a woman, and women can't write war movies, she was told. When I heard that, frankly, it made me even more determined. I'm going to write the best damn war movie because I'm a woman, I thought to myself. Well, I pitched my story to Clint Eastwood, and I got the job. And the film, thank you. The film, called Letters from Iwo Jima, eventually won Best Foreign Language Film at the Golden Globes and 4 Academy Award nominations. Thank you. Including Best Picture, and I was nominated for Best Original Screenplay. Thank you. At the Oscar nominee luncheon, I had the privilege of meeting the amazing and talented Helen Mirren. It took a woman to write that movie, she said, and I can't tell you how much those words meant to me and still mean to me. Meanwhile, my dad, I am happy to say, eventually came around when I took him to the Academy Awards. He got to wear a tux and ride a limo and walk down the red carpet. In fact, he even stopped to give a reporter or two an interview. And I did get married eventually to my wonderful husband, who is here with me today, so it was a win-win for all. Two years later, my father passed away from cancer. But I believe he was never more happy or proud of his daughter than on that day on the red carpet. I didn't take home the statue, but I got the elusive approval of an Asian dad, which at the end of the day was the bigger prize. If there is one takeaway that I want you to remember today, it's that you are your greatest asset. It's not your house, not your car, not your stock portfolio, and I'm sorry to say, not even the certificate you'll be receiving today, but you. You took the steps to improve your life, to work hard, to follow a purpose. There may have been obstacles in your way. There may have been times when things were rough, but your determination is what got you through to today. And when you walk out that door, you may be told that you're not going to get where you want to be. You may be told that you're not smart enough, not accomplished enough, not experienced enough, or for whatever reason, just not good enough. But it's what happens after that that matters most. Remember that you are your greatest asset. Only you can light your own path to where you want to be. It's up to you to persevere, to believe in yourself, and accomplish the task that you set for yourself. Always be reaching for your star. But when I say that, I'm not talking about what shines above you, but about the star that shines within you. And it's just possible that your dreams may come true. Congratulations, UCLA Extension Class of 2019.
And before she sits down, I want to grab Iris and present her. This is the Professional Achievement Award awarded to our outstanding UCLA Extension professional, and I think we'll all agree that Iris definitely deserves it. Each year, UCLA Extension recognizes an instructor who has demonstrated a passion for teaching and a commitment to its mission and objectives. The recipient of the Distinguished Instructor and Dean's Award this year is Professor Leonard Lenny Koff. Professor, let's clap for him. Professor Koff has been an instructor at UCLA Extension since 1977. He has taught numerous, I almost want to say hundreds of courses over the years in the humanities area within the realms of comparative literature, English, and English composition. His courses demonstrate his broad interest in literature as exemplified by a few of the recent course titles: Great Books of Russia, Detective Fiction, and American Gothic Tales. You can tell me what those have in common. Beyond his boundless enthusiasm for creating new and challenging courses, Professor Koff is known for his ability to connect with students of all ages. He teaches in the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute at UCLA Extension, which is aimed at people who are 50 years of age and older and eager to learn. Professor Koff also teaches in UCLA Extension's Da Vinci program, offered to students who are transitioning from high school to college and eager to learn. Professor Koff touches all their hearts, I'm sure. UCLA Extension is honored to count Professor Koff among its instructors. We look forward to having him teach many, many more years and many, many more exciting courses. It is my honor to welcome to the podium Professor Lenny Koff.
Thank you very much for that warm welcome. I'm honored to share in your achievements this afternoon, not only because you are an exceptional class of graduates, but because your success marks the culmination of 100 years of UCLA Extension. As the Dean's Award recipient at UCLA Extension, I too am celebrating. As an Extension instructor since 1977, my teaching portfolio spans 32 courses, ranging from comparative literature, English, and research and scholarship at the UCLA Center for Medieval and Renaissance Studies. Now, I've done the math. According to the official records, I've been teaching and thinking for 42 years, but that's not possible because I'm only 32. And during these years, my single goal in all my international talks, I lectured, for example, on perhaps the most famous Kurdish poem called Memuzin at Salahuddin Erbil University in Iraqi Kurdistan. My goal in writing books about Chaucer and the Canterbury Tales, and essays, for example, about the nature of crowds and the idea of no time in non-places. My single goal in all my courses was and is to share knowledge and inspire enthusiasm for learning. Over the years, it has been my hope, and I know the hope of my colleagues, to far exceed your expectations for what a UCLA Extension experience would be like. And I have strived to be positive in guiding my students as they advance toward making their dreams a reality. I understand, of course, misgivings that haunt everyone at the beginning of careers. So let me offer a piece of advice from P.G. Wodehouse about expectations. This witty and trenchant piece of wisdom sustained me at the beginning of my career. It has been well said that an author who expects results from a first novel is in a position similar to that of a man who drops a rose petal down the Grand Canyon of Arizona and listens for an echo. No one should expect an echo the first time, not because the rose petal dropped into the Grand Canyon is unworthy of an echo, but because the world into which it is dropped may not be yet listening. Expectations rest on hopes as well as fears, the hope that one will make sense in this world, the fear that one won't. And I can bet that you too are plagued by expectations for your future, and understandably so, whatever kind of future you are imagining for yourself, and yes, anxious about. But as you become accomplished during your lifetime, by then you will have created an entire rose, perhaps dozens of them. Your rose petals will echo. I can assure you of that. You will have scaled the heights you envision now, and you will be able to look down from the arc of your achievements and hear them. Scientia potentia est, or in English, knowledge is power. Knowledge is your individual strength, and your goal is to share your strength, to share your knowledge, to share your light. And with this light comes the optimism to reach for personal and professional heights, to achieve the future you are imagining for yourself right now as I am speaking. As a member of the faculty at UCLA Extension, I want to share with you what we have known since the first day you entered our classes. We knew your individual destination would be boundless because your success today did not happen by chance. Your achievement required perseverance. Take joy in this milestone and know your future offers many rewards. As a medieval and Renaissance scholar, you must know I could not end my remarks without a quote or two from either Dante or Boccaccio. So, let me quote both. Boccaccio said, "You must inquire and exert the utmost power of your mind. Then you will find that clear which at first looked dark." Dante said, "The secret of getting things done is to act." Today's celebration reflects the power of your mind and the clarity of your actions that have brought you here. I offer you my congratulations, and may the pursuit of knowledge be a desire within you, never satiated, always burning. Thank you.
And now I'd like to ask Professor Koff to move to the center stage with me as I present this award for our outstanding student. And now it would be great if we could hear from every single one of our students. Of course, this would be a little bit foreboding since there are 2,080 graduates today, but we have a few testimonials that we'd like to share with you.
UCLA Extension is a ladder for me.
UCLA Extension is amazing.
Thanks to UCLA Extension, I'm now able to reach higher in my career because it gave me the confidence to produce bigger projects.
UCLA Extension is the place to recreate myself.
I've always wanted to come to UCLA, even when I was a child, and I'm very excited for graduation.
When I started the program, I could not imagine myself today. I could not imagine that I could achieve this much in that short amount of time.
They teach me a lot of tools and techniques that I can use in some of the industry to get a better job, a better project, and also to be a better professional.
The actual program for me has been a total game changer. It was that last class that I was sitting in class, and I don't remember what the prompt was, but I just remember writing in my notebook. Now it was just that big aha moment. I was like, oh my gosh, this was in front of me the whole time and I didn't even see it. At the end of the program, I actually found that I wanted to start my own business.
It's like opening a window and let people see what is my vision. I can develop my abilities and develop my creativity and go beyond what I was expecting.
Moana Cheryl, the instructor at the line producing course, challenged me because I had to do a line budget for a future film. And after the class, I stayed in touch with her and she recommended me to another line producer that she knew, and that's how I got my first work experience.
Bill Hackenberg. He's an amazing professor with great experience.
I've had amazing instructors throughout my 2 years at Pathway. The most influential was Rachel Ambler. Rachel opened doors to various internships with people and members that she knew that could help me grow, develop, and evolve.
Ron Goldstein is the instructor for the Studio One. The creativity I get, but also from that professor, push my ability to do even better and better in my real life.
Alex Dorfman was an instructor who helped me slowly and smoothly to progress in that department. So he was there with patience, like helping each one of us.
I'm ready to go out into the working world and become a real contributor.
The magic of UCLA Extension is like at any age we can recreate ourselves.
I feel that I'm a complete set of a designer. I feel I have all the abilities there is to start my career right ahead of time.
What it means for me to be an entrepreneur is to put my passion and my purpose to work and actually living the life that I've always wanted to live with no restrictions.
Once a UCLA Bruin, always a UCLA Bruin.
So it's really heartening for all of us here at UCLA Extension to hear from our students and to know that our educational mission is being fulfilled in such a rewarding way. And now it's time to acknowledge our graduates. We are here to recognize your accomplishments in the various professional certificate programs within the disciplines of the arts, business management and legal programs, digital technology, education, engineering and technical management, and humanities and sciences. UCLA has approved the curriculum for over 100 certificate programs, all of which have met the very high and rigorous standards of academic excellence that UCLA is known for. Since 1919, UCLA Extension has been serving Los Angeles and the greater nation, and in fact internationally, through its educational offerings. Just to give you some idea as to how big UCLA Extension is, we have over 35,000 students annually. They're enrolling in generally 1, 2, or maybe more classes. This means we have 75,000 enrollments annually and over 5,000 courses. So we're bigger than a whole lot of universities out there. You can see that not only are our students hardworking, but the staff and faculty to run this major enterprise are very busy, making sure that these students are enrolled, that classrooms are properly scheduled, that 2 classes aren't meeting at the same time in the same classroom, that instructors are ready to roll, and that the whole educational process takes place smoothly. They do this pretty quietly and remarkably. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. But then I thought, well, after all, they have had 400 quarters to practice this. So today, UCLA Extension is one of the largest and most comprehensive continuing education programs in the United States and in the world. And today and forevermore, you, our graduates, are part of this big and dynamic UCLA story. Now I'd like to turn to our academic directors and continuing educators to begin recognizing the graduates of our professional certificate programs. When you hear the name of your certificate, you will be asked to stand so that we can acknowledge you. And let me kick off this great welcome to our new graduates by inviting Pascal Cohen-Olivar and the continuing educators in the arts to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pascal Cohen-Olivar, and I'm the director of the Department of the Arts. We are now going to recognize the programs in the arts. There are tonight about 600 graduates for 22 certificate programs. So congratulations. So we will start with entertainment studies, which is also one of my programs. It is now my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed certificate programs in acting, business and management, and cinematography. Please rise and be acknowledged. And now I would like to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificate programs in development, directing, entertainment studies. Please rise and be acknowledged. And now, for those of you who have completed the certificate programs in film and TV development and independent producing and producing, please stand and be acknowledged. And now on to music. It is now my pleasure to congratulate all of the graduates who have completed certificate programs in film scoring, music business, and independent music production. Please stand and be acknowledged. And now we are going to recognize the certificate programs in visual arts on behalf of my colleague Scott Hutchinson, who could not be here tonight. So, it is my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed certificate programs in Advanced Print and Design Communication, Certificate in Advanced Web and Interaction Design, Design Communication Arts, Photography, and User Experience. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Good evening. My name is Stephanie Landrigan. I am the Program Director for the Landscape Architecture and the Horticulture and Gardening programs. Join me tonight in recognizing all of the graduates who have completed the certificate in Landscape Architecture. Please rise and be acknowledged. And again, please join me to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificate in horticulture and gardening or horticulture. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Daniels, and I am the Program Director of the Architecture and Interior Design programs. It is my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the Certificate in Interior Design Foundation level. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Hello, my name is Charlie Jensen, and I'm the Program Director of the Writers Program. It's my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificates in Creative Nonfiction Writing and Fiction Writing. Please rise and be acknowledged. Writing is very lonely work, so they live for this. I'd also like to recognize the graduates who have completed the certificates in feature film writing, television writing, and screenwriting, film and TV comprehensive. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Good evening. My name is Roger Tornaden, and I'm the Department Director of Business Management and Legal Programs. We're now going to recognize the programs in business management and legal programs. It's my pleasure to recognize all the graduates who have completed the certificates in business analysis, the certificate in emergency management and homeland security, and the certificate in enterprise risk management. Please rise and be acknowledged. I'd like to also congratulate the graduates who have completed the certificate in international trade and commerce and the certificate in real estate. Please rise and be acknowledged. And really importantly, I'd like to congratulate all the graduates who have completed the certificate in wine education and management. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Hello, my name is Mark Ramsire. I'm the program director for the financial management programs. And I would like to acknowledge the students and certificate students who completed certificates in accounting, taxation, and internal audit. Please stand and be recognized. Next, I'd like to recognize the students who have completed certificates in credit analysis and management, and business fundamentals, and in finance. Please stand and be recognized. And next, I'd like to recognize the students who completed their certificate in both the traditional and accelerated personal financial planning certificates. Please stand and be recognized.
Good evening. My name is Aymara Zelina, and I'm the Program Director for Legal Programs. It is my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificate in legal technology and all of the graduates who have completed the certificate in paralegal studies. Please rise and be acknowledged.
I feel like my students can do better than that, right? Good evening. My name is Ing Pan Zvat, and I'm the Program Director for Leadership Management and Communication Programs. I am happy to recognize all of the graduates who have completed programs in Business Administration, Business Communications, and General Business Studies. Please rise and be acknowledged. I'd also like to recognize all of the graduates who have completed certificates in Small Business Management and Technology and Human Resources Management. Please rise and be acknowledged. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge and recognize all of the graduates who have completed certificates in Professional Selling and Sales Management, Strategic Branding and Public Relations, and Marketing and Digital Marketing. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Good evening. My name is Bruce Wong. I am the Department Director for Digital Technology. We are now going to recognize the programs in digital technology. It is my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificate in application programming and system analysis. Please rise and be acknowledged. I'm also happy to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificate in cybersecurity, database management, and data science. Please rise, be recognized.
Good evening. My name is Helen Davis. I'm the Director of the Department of Education. We're now going to recognize the programs in education. It is my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificates in early childhood, the Certificate in Early Childhood Education Basic Core, the Certificate in Early Childhood Advanced Core, and the Certificate in Early Childhood Education Basic and Advanced Core combined. Please rise and be acknowledged. I am happy to recognize all of the graduates who have completed certificates in Teaching English as a Second or Foreign Language and a certificate in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. Please rise and be acknowledged. I am happy to recognize all of the graduates who have completed a certificate in Charter School Policy, Finance, and Administration, a certificate in Educating and Supporting Students with Autism Spectrum Disorder, a certificate in Teaching K-12 subjects to English language learners, and a certificate in Positive Behavior Supports for K-12 teachers. These are all teacher education in K-12. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Good evening. My name is Eric Latham, and I am the Director of Post-Secondary Education Programs. It is my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificate in... My list is not here. It's not here. Well, I know what they are. College Counseling Certificate and Applied Behavior Analysis. Please rise and be acknowledged. It is also my honor to recognize the graduates in the Certificate in Learning and Life Skills, the Pathway Program. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Good evening. My name is Varas Shamirian. I'm the Director of the Engineering and Technology Department. We are now going to recognize the programs and graduates in Engineering and Technical Management. It is my pleasure to recognize all the graduates who have completed the certificate in Advanced Plumbing Systems Design. Please rise and be acknowledged. It's also my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed certificate in biotechnology engineering and certificate in medical device engineering. Please rise and be acknowledged. It's also my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed a certificate in construction management. Please rise and be acknowledged. Happy to recognize all of the graduates who have completed a certificate in manufacturing engineering and certificate in recycling and solid waste management. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Good evening. My name is Vivian Taslakian, and I'm the Program Director of the Engineering Department. I am pleased to recognize all of the graduates in the Certificate of Contract Management. Please rise and be recognized. I am also pleased to recognize all of the graduates who completed the certificate in Government Cost Estimating and Pricing. Please rise and be acknowledged. Also pleased to recognize all the graduates in the Certificate of Information Technology Management. Please rise and be acknowledged. It is my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates in the Certificate Completion of Supply Chain Management. Please rise and be acknowledged. Last but not least in my programs, it is my pleasure, and I'm very happy, to recognize all the graduates who have completed the certificate in project management. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rick Zapala. I'm the Director of the Department of Humanities and Sciences. Congratulations, everyone. Before we acknowledge the recipients of certificates in the Department of Humanities and Sciences, I want to give a special shout out to all of my students and graduates in the Drug and Alcohol Counseling Program. You guys are my heroes. But as the director of the department and also the program director of several certificates, it's my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificates in healthcare administration, healthcare management, and healthcare leadership. Please stand and be acknowledged. It's also my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the pre-medical and general sciences studies certificate. Please stand and be acknowledged. And a very special congratulations to all the graduates who have completed the UCLA Medical Assistant Program certificate. Please stand and be acknowledged. Introduce my colleague, Sheila King.
Good evening. I'm the Program Director in Sciences and Health Sciences. It is my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificate in Alcohol and Drug Abuse Counseling. Please rise and be acknowledged. It is also my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificate in fitness instruction. Please rise and be acknowledged. And finally, it is my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificate in patient advocacy. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Hoekstra, and I'm the Program Director for the Applied Sciences, Social Sciences, and Humanities programs. It is my pleasure to recognize all the graduates who have completed the certificate in GIS and Geospatial Technology. Please rise and be acknowledged. It is also my pleasure to recognize all the graduates who have completed the certificates in Interpretation and Translation for both Chinese English and Spanish English. Please rise and be acknowledged. It is also my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificates in Journalism, Fundraising, and Nonprofit Management. Please rise and be acknowledged. And lastly, it is also my pleasure to recognize all of the graduates who have completed the certificates in Sustainability, Environmental Studies, and Food Studies. Please rise and be acknowledged.
Okay, I think we should get all the graduates to please rise all at one time so that we can acknowledge them. Okay, and now we have a little video for you.
In recognition of UCLA's 100th anniversary, let us celebrate its past and future as a great institution that always lights the way. Count down with me. 5.
UCLA acknowledges the Tongva peoples as the traditional land caretakers of the Los Angeles Basin. As a land-grant institution, we pay our respects to the ancestors, elders, and relations of the past, present, and emerging. It began as an idea, an ideal shared by those who looked beyond the horizon, those who saw our origin in Los Angeles and foresaw a shared destiny. Visionaries who imagined a university that would serve the public and become a beacon of knowledge where the best and brightest would rally. There were humble first steps, barriers broken, and opportunities unlocked for all. From building the country's first school for those with learning differences, to founding the School of Business in the depths of the Great Depression. Since our early years, or some may see disadvantage, we see opportunity. In the vastness of space, the depths of the Pacific Ocean, and the uncharted territory of the internet, we have been home to the people that light the way. Those who teach, who learn, who strive. Those who question the status quo. those who reach beyond what was once possible in science, medicine, athletics, the arts, and beyond. Reporting the first case of AIDS, advancing cancer research, taking a stand to address climate change, supporting veterans and their families, moving and transforming the culture forward through art, poetry, and music. Rooted in our community, our city, our mission has endured. A light that has shined for a century. Today, we count 100 years of achievement, of shared commitment to the public good. We have witnessed proud breakthroughs, Olympic gold and Nobel Prizes, one opportunity opening the door to another. But success means something more at UCLA. The measure of our institution is not only its accolades, but its values, its people, and the lives they transform from one generation to the next. Every success, every achievement traces back to teachers who opened our eyes, visionaries who rewrote the rules, mentors who sparked belief in others. Even among us today, a single idea from an inspiring mentor can challenge us to strive for more, to reimagine what's possible. Take one recent victory, one of many, from an incredible gymnastics team that has brought joy to all who witnessed them. A team where a young athlete changed the direction of her life because of the encouragement she received from her coach, and in doing so, found victory when she was no longer looking for it.
I couldn't accept myself. Gymnastics was my worth, it was my life. It took me finding Miss Val in UCLA and having a different goal and path to follow to finally find joy and love within the sport again.
And as we step farther back in time, we find roots in a mentor who challenged not only how we think about athletics, but how we define success for ourselves.
Never try to be better than someone else. Always learn from others, and never cease trying to be the best you could be.
We see this lineage of shared values and inspired leadership across all disciplines. In science and technology, a professor whose commitment to his research led to one of the most influential inventions in human history.
And so it was decided that UCLA would become the first node, the first piece of the internet. And it was out of my laboratory that I supervised the transmission of the first internet message.
And graduate students who refuse to let inexperience or mistakes get in the way of pushing that innovation further.
Students should learn by doing things and making mistakes, create new knowledge and cause it to be spread and to be made available.
Through the ages, history has been written by the few rather than the voices of many. Bruin sought to change this, to establish a better, more inclusive standard for generations to come.
I don't think we'll maintain the democracy and the values we believe in if we don't learn from the past.
And if no one had asked a question, that answer wasn't there, that knowledge wasn't there.
And with this new standard, there sprouted another innovator today who uses history as a tool to design a better future.
I like looking forward, but it always reminds me of the past. We have such a wonderful diversity here on this campus and in the nation, but that diversity will melt into a chaos if we cannot continue to provide a pathway forward.
The legend who broke the color barrier in professional sport also built a legacy reaching beyond athletics by inspiring a foundation that paved the way for scholarships for boundary-breaking iconoclasts. The first African-American mayor of Los Angeles, transformed the city into a world-class metropolis and opened City Hall to a new generation of leaders. From a professor who co-created a new language where science could become a tool for the arts, to artists and visionaries who use that scientific language to bring art to our city, to serve our community. The same spirit guided each of these men and women to excellence, to legacies that transcend the boundaries of any one field and change the world at large. What began as an idea is now one of the greatest institutions in the world. It shaped one of the most influential cities. It inspired generations to dream big and to face any challenge to make those dreams a reality. We have reached a crest, a vantage point of a century behind us and centuries ahead. We now must ask, how will the past illuminate the future?
Here at UCLA, I learned that everyone comes from diverse backgrounds, hometowns, and have different stories to tell. Everyone has their own journey while they come through
Pushing
UCLA.
yourself to do things that might be out of your comfort zone.
So far, I've definitely learned about the value of research and independent thinking and knowledge.
Optimism.
The values of compassion and the values of empathy. And I was surprised.
Family can be people who you've never even met before.
True Bruins, I love that. I love
The most
true
important
Bruins.
thing that I've learned at UCLA is that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Perseverance is key.
It is good to have these multiple viewpoints. It's not conflicting to have different opinions.
As a Latina woman coming from Mexico, I have learned that no matter my background, nothing can stop me from reaching success.
Exciting, challenging.
Not only challenge themselves academically, but also personally.
For any field.
Research and independent thinking. In another 100 years,
The minds of the
determination and integrity,
sustainability. In the centuries ahead, I think
have an open mind.
students need to learn that anything really is possible in this
All of it is possible. Generations have proven it and are now passing the torch to you. How will you light the way?
That was pretty amazing. So come to UCLA Extension and we'll teach you how to make one of those too. So we can see where UCLA has been, and I want to say to our graduates, you are UCLA's future. You're going to take us to the next level and into our next 100 years. The entire graduation ceremony speaks to what it means to be a true Bruin. As a group of graduates, I think you know what true Bruin values instinctively are through your commitment to education, growth, and success. As UCLA Chancellor Gene Block has said, every part of UCLA life embodies the core values of our campus. We take pride in our diversity, our unparalleled programs and services, our world-class faculty, our terrific staff, and the beauty of our campus. This pride is at the heart of what it means to be a true Bruin. And as a true Bruin, you commit to 5 values, as shown on the screen. Respect others, but also this means that you should respect yourself and your goals. Make sure that you are giving yourself the time to pursue your goals. Accountability. You are, of course, accountable to your families, the broader community, and also to yourself. Pursue your dreams, make your dreams a reality. Don't just say you want to do something. Take some advice from a company with running shoes and just do it. Hold yourself accountable towards realizing your dreams. Integrity. Live a life of honesty, integrity, and truthfulness. As Nelson Mandela said, the first thing is to be honest with yourself. You could never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. Great peacemakers. And doesn't the world need great peacemakers right now? Great peacemakers are all people of integrity, of honesty, and also humility. Service. It has been said that small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can transform the world. Live a life of service. And finally, excellence. Every day you face decisions. Most of the time they are little. Do I say good morning or just go straight to my desk? This being LA, several times a day, we may be asking ourselves, do I let that person pull into the lane in front of me or just cut them off? But sometimes our decisions are larger. Should I start a new career? Should I look for a new job? Should I take that next course at UCLA Extension? Should I finish my certificate program that I've started? I want to encourage you to seek excellence by being your best self. Undertake challenges and trust yourself and your support system. We already have strong evidence that things will work out. After all, you are here today. You completed what for some of you was a lengthy and challenging certificate program. You turned just do it into I did it. By upholding these 5 true Bruin values, you will be honoring UCLA, the community, your families, and yourself. All certificate graduates, you should have received a pin, and please wear your pin. You are now a true Bruin. Join me in applause. And in closing, I would just like to offer you a few words of advice, and I think I'm actually summarizing the advice given to you by our speakers. Persevere. No matter what hurdles, disappointments, challenges, and setbacks you face along the way, pursue your goals. Do what you love. It is by following your own dreams that you will be able to inspire others. Live a life of integrity and be your best self. Finally, I want to take this opportunity to give a shout out for all of our wonderful, hardworking UCLA Extension staff and instructors, and Elise, Marilyn, and Helen, who helped put together this terrific ceremony, and our organist, Christoph Bull, for providing today's music. And most of all, I want to thank all of you, our 2080 certificate graduates. Just as UCLA has lit the way for the past 100 years, you will light the way as we head into the future. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Please join us on the lawn as our celebration continues with refreshments and photos. Congratulations, everybody.